just going to show you a few things here that I brought that we've had for the last 3 generations in my family, okay? So this brush here is made to actually sweep off the hair off the client, which is, I don't know how old this is, and it's older than my grandfather, so this is, I believe it's llama or horse hair, okay?
Horse hair?
Now this here
Llama or horse hair?
was issued in World War I, okay, by the British. This is a shaving kit, all right? Now, yes, it's kind of modern for Upper Canada Village, but I just figured I would show you guys here. Now, you have a stone, and you also have a strop on this side. Here's your blade, okay? So you take the blade off as such. You have to be careful. You slip it on. Here's your safety razor, okay? Now to sharpen this, you put it back on, okay? Like so. All right, so this was issued during the First World War.
World War.
Now, I will show you a couple of other things here. So my grandfather, when he first started cutting hair, he was using hand clippers. Can you say carpal tunnel? Okay, so we are not going to be using these today, just to let you know. These are some of the straight blades that my grandfather and my father used to use. We won't be using these also. We'll be using something that is now government issue that we're supposed to use as barbers, okay? But back in the old days, these were very, very, very popular. Everybody would use one of these, okay? Now, it's only the barbers that seem to know how to use this. Last but not least, there's a couple of other things here. A strop. This is not only used to discipline your children, it's also used to sharpen a straight blade. So you would tie it you would have it against a chair, you would have a stone, which I have right here. So you would spit on the stone, and it would take a lot of time to hone your blade, so you would have to put it down and hone it, right, to sharpen it. And then, to get a nice edge, you would have to tie this on something, and then you would strop it, okay? You've got a piece here this is just to take off all the burrs. This is this is rough, and this is your leather piece, okay? Last but not least, my prized possession in this here, just to show you how engineering now doesn't seem to work as well as back 97 years ago. This was one of the first electronic hair clippers. It's called the Moore Electric Hair Cutter Radio. Okay? So it was patented in December 26, 1915, but this one here was made on November 8th, 1921. Okay? And it actually still works, but I will not demonstrate that for you today. Just in case. But it does still work. Alright, so now on to my favorite part.
Woo-hoo! Cut it all off.
No. As a barber, you have to do what your client tells you. Would you mind standing up for me, please? There we go. Just to give me some room. Alright.
He's gonna shave them.
Now I'll take this off here so I feel a little bit more comfortable and I can move a little easier. Is that okay?
That's wonderful. Yeah.
All right. So now, so a little history about barbering. So barbering's been around since the Roman Empire. Okay? So barbers were also doctors, so we would fix up people that would get hurt in battle and that type of stuff, right?
Can you look at my knee?
Here, let's see that. Oh, that's internal. I can't fix that, sir. I'm sorry. So, there we go. So then what ended up happening is how did we get originally the barber pole was not red, white, and blue. It was red and white, okay? And I'll tell you why.
He's using an old
is
bottle.
because you would go see a barber to get your hair cut, but also to get fixed up. So he would have his bandages hanging outside and they would be twirling like this, and they were bloody white bandages. So that's why you got the red, white, and blue, or the red and white. The red, white, and blue came in back in the 1950s. The 1950s, okay? And a gentleman by the name of William Marvey, okay? He was actually he was a guy that actually did the he would sell not clippers, but straight blades and that type of stuff, right? And he would actually have cast iron poles that he would put at the barber shop. But the problem was that these cast iron poles were very heavy, and he wasn't a big lad. He was a small lad like myself. So what he did is that he was originally from Minnesota. So he actually made a barber pole that would actually rotate and light up, and it was red, white, and blue because of in the U.S. Okay. So the first original barber pole was started was lit up January 1st, 1950 by William Marvey and his two boys. Now his two boys and his grandchildren are still running the operation. Okay? So they've been around for a lot of years, but not as long as I have. Alright, so right here what I just did is I just put a wet warm cloth on Dave. And then what we're doing is that we have something here called an herbero. I don't know what it is in English. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. But herbero, it's a shaving brush. Okay. And then we're going to lather our friend here. All right. And you have to make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that whenever you're shaving, well, for the men out there, but also for the ladies. Whenever you're shaving, you make sure that you put a nice warm cloth or something, so then after that what you're doing is that you're making the hair nice and soft, okay? Because we don't want to give this lad a razor burn, don't we, Dave?
No.
All right.
So that's the shaving for you.
Now, do we have any questions so far? Anything?
You can raise your hand if you
Fabulous. Anything? No? All right, fabulous. Now, I'll stare to you now, Dave. Now, back in the day, what we used to do is that we would not shave on this side whatsoever. We would always stand on this side of the client.
You're done watching the show.
Why do you think? Does anybody have a clue?
Watch it from here. Okay.
Because the gentleman's horse would be on this side. Okay? But as we can see, there's no horse here, so I'm gonna walk around him, okay?
The band?
The soap that I'm using? The soap I'm using now is called Williams Shaving Lather. So this stuff here that I have is probably about 50 years old. My grandfather bought a pile of it back in the day. I haven't used it all up yet. So it's very nice shaving lather. But once I run out of that, it's gonna be a sad day.
We're on here.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
He's just doing a demonstration to show us how men were shaved.
Well, yeah. Okay, so when you're shaving, you're pulling the skin as such. You're holding your blade like this, okay? This is my weapon of choice for today.
He's using the what?
Don't kill him.
What's he going
He's very, very carefully shaving. He's shaving him. He's giving him a shave.